Okay, so what I'm going to do is load in my character, and yeah, pretty high face count, 193,000. Um, but part of this is a subdivision level over here, so I'm going to make sure that he's at subdivision level 0, and that will reduce it a bit right there. And then the next step I want to do is start actually reducing polygons here. So first thing I'm going to do is reduce the polygons for the clothing. And I can come to the mesh menu, polygon reduction, and polygon reduction wearables. And that's going to allow me to reduce the poly count for all the clothing and hair. Um, so I always like to choose by percentage, and I'm going to say 20%. Go ahead and apply that. Okay, and that's reduced that down quite a bit. Let's select him instead of the shirt. And so now we're down to 43,000. So that's getting down there quite a bit already. And now we're going to reduce the body count, body poly count as well. Um, and remember the body under the clothing is hidden automatically, and there's a tool to adjust that as well. So, if you select the clothing, and there's a hide body mesh tool that you can use to, you know, hide more of the clothing. And if you need even finer detail, you can go into the edit mesh for the body and hide specific, one by one polygons if you want to. Um, so you may need to do that to reduce it as absolutely as much as you can. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and use my optimize and decimate tool, and I'm going to choose the active build, and this will convert the character to a game base and delete the hidden mesh. And you can also delete hidden mesh on export, so you can go back and hide more mesh after this step, and just make sure you check the um, delete hidden faces box in the FBX export panel. So I'm going to go ahead and convert to active build now. And I'm going to leave the hair as an accessory because I might want to swap that out afterwards for some reason. And it's going to remove all the hidden meshes, so underneath the clothing there, which you can do manually as well. And it's going to tell you that it might not be exactly perfect, and that's why you want to have the body mesh underneath hidden. Go ahead and click OK. This could take quite a while. I'm going to go ahead and pause it and pick up later. Okay, so we're just about to finish up here now. Okay, so now we're down to, for the whole character, we are at 31,325. Um, Now there's probably some additional, polygons that you could hide under the clothing. And another thing that I would do is remove the mesh. You have to do this before you convert to game base. Once you convert to game base, you can't really be changing stuff anymore. So before you converted to that, you could delete the mesh eyebrows and add, um, texture eyebrows from your content manager, because they're skin gene content and they'll just be part of the texture then. So you could save the poly count of the eyelashes that way. Um, Hair usually takes up a lot of polygons, so you could use some hair from the light hair packs, which I think you may already be doing. and that would reduce them even more. But we've gotten this character down a substantial amount from what it was. So let's now do the final step of checking that animation. So we'll go into the edit facial panel to check this, and it's not going to have um, all the blend shapes that the original CC5 character had with the HD profile, and that's just fine. It will have enough. And so now let's go and check our expressions here. That's the quickest and easiest way. Sorry, my panel doesn't quite fit my screen here. So if I select happy, that looks good. Um, you won't have any wrinkles when you're doing this, so it's not drawing the wrinkles. But it does look like you have all of your various modifications that you may need to do here. So um, it will be a subset of the original um, facial profile that this character had. So it's the profile for the game base is not quite as many. So that looks like it'll be working well enough. The other thing you can do is, of course, if you go in the materials, and you can see there's all these different materials, you can go ahead and merge the materials, and so that will merge them into one. Of course, you want to pick a nice high texture here and go ahead and do that. I'll let you do that because it takes it quite a while to do, and so for the length of the video, I'm going to let you do that part yourself. And okay, I hope that's helpful and helps you get your characters down to a more reasonable level. Good luck.